Today we are here with Chris Vurnakes. Hello.
Good afternoon.
And yeah, how are you today?
I'm doing great. It's a sunny day in North Carolina in November, so we're gonna be thankful for that.
Wonderful. All right, so kind of jumping into it, why did you decide to join Focal Point?
Yeah, Gabrielle, about April of this year, 2025, I started to get the bug to do something entrepreneurial. Actually spoke with a consultant in the franchise space that started to identify some potential industries or things I could get into. A lot of them were enticing to me, but the more I thought about the opportunity to coach, it really got me excited because it's something I've done pretty much my entire life.
Mhm.
Um, Between my peers, people that I've mentored, and I'm a big sports fan. So just coaching myself, my kids, my friends, etc. It really meshed with what I was trying to do. And most importantly, the lifestyle really came into play because I have two daughters now. I have another one on the way, really looking for an opportunity that was going to provide me that great business opportunity, but also provide the balance that we always talked about. And I was a little concerned that having a franchise with a brick and mortar might take away from that. And the flexibility that Focal Point and this opportunity has provided me has been exactly what I was looking for.
Oh, that's awesome. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Exciting news. I One of my favorite metaphors for coaching is that analogy with sports. And because, a lot of people ask, what's the difference between coaching versus consulting? And that's probably the main one I would use is, it's think of sports, think of a coach, think of how they help you. It's the same thing. Yeah, or similar at least, but
And what I really like, Gabrielle, too, about the coaching model versus consulting is it's a long-term partnership. It's not coming in to solve one project and then you're done. This is an opportunity to work with someone or a group of people for a very long time. And I was excited as I went through my discovery and talking to current coaches that I'm now still in touch with that they have had clients for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and these are relationships and partnerships that are very strong.
yeah.
And while there is definitely value to consulting, and I certainly see that,
Mhm.
the coaching relationship was really exciting to me. And that's where my sports background really pulled in. And I was looking at a couple other sports franchises, but ultimately made the decision to go down the Focal Point route.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And your ideal client, do you mostly focus on sports in that industry?
Interestingly, no. I
Oh,
am focused on nonprofit executives.
oh,
So previously, I have worked in the nonprofit space as an executive director for two 501(c)(3) organizations. And I found a nice little niche as I've gotten started with that group in being a partner and advocate to them in what I would say is very uncertain times. And we talk about fundraising, we talk about team dynamics, we talk about time management, and it's all the things that business owners deal with as well. It just transfers over into the nonprofit space. So that's my ideal
right.
client. I also have clients that have nothing to do with the nonprofit space, but they're very community minded, which is something that's important to me.
Oh, awesome. So you said there a little bit about what you did before, and I'm not quite sure that I know your full backstory. So what was the exact business you were in, and what was that role that you played?
Yeah, my entire career has been involved in sports in some capacity. In the commercial side, I've sold ticket packages, suites, sponsorships. I've managed professional golf tournaments. And then on the nonprofit side, I've been involved in the youth development space with a youth baseball program, and then most recently in the collegiate athletic space. So, all related to sports. Some of that's definitely crossed over into the community and 501(c)(3) space. And that's really a industry or organization group that I'm very interested in working with.
Awesome. And so, based off of all of that, and you said it was April this year that you started, correct?
Yeah.
How are you
Yes.
enjoying? Are you enjoying your time?
It's, it's been amazing to see the fruit of the labor going through certification and then after that. I can look back on conversations that I had in June that are now paying off with prospective meetings and clients now this fall. So, I've been in sales pretty much my entire career. So, a lot of that part of certification really hit home with me, but also it's just really exciting to get up and be able to help people's businesses and organizations in a meaningful way. and get a text message or an email to share a success that they had because of what we've talked about as coaches. So I finished certification in July, and I'm now
Okay.
working with three paid clients, which is a good start for me. I'm kind of where I expected to be, which I'm happy with. And I'm going to continue to grow that because I'm also still doing my W-2 job until the end of the year. So balancing a couple different plates right now, but hopefully fully transitioning January 1, and then we'll have our little girl in January as well.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so
Yeah,
happy for you.
thank you.
Um, and so, since you're probably the best person to ask this question to, how did you know it was the right time to start this business?
It's interesting. I don't think you ever really know it's the exact right time, but I had a really good feeling. And when we found out my wife was pregnant with our third, I knew I was going to have to make some changes in my career path and started to look in that franchise route. And like I expressed earlier, I was just a little concerned in the full brick and mortar and managing a team of 10, 20, 30 people and what that might look like. And now I get to be a solopreneur, and my success is 100% built on my efforts. And I'm excited about that. So I guess there wasn't really one day or one second where I said, I'm definitely going to do this. But over time, it really became clear that this was the right path, and it's worked out very nicely so far.
Wow, yeah, that's it's really interesting to hear all the stories and hear that kind of mindset. Did you, feel like you should have waited longer before starting, or did it feel just like everything kind of aligned?
Honestly, I wish I would have started earlier if I
Yeah.
had to choose either one or the other, because I felt like I could have hit the ground running even faster. But, the timing's going to work out really well, and it's going to work for me and my family, which was the most important thing to me. And that was the main question I had when I was talking to other coaches going through the discovery process is, they talk a lot about balance. Is it really a balanced lifestyle? And everyone said yes. They
Wow.
get to take time with their family, their kids, their grandkids. They get to take time to go on trips or play golf or build their schedule around their lives, not build
Yeah.
their lives around their work schedule, which is really enticing to me. And I can say that that's 100% been the truth so far. And what's exciting to me looking forward is there's a lot of opportunities to scale the business up just based on how hard I want to work. So right now
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to around 8 to 10 clients. I have three paying clients right now, but when my kids get older and I'm a little bit more established, I could look to take on more and have some more revenue when time allows. But it's completely up to me, which is exciting.
Yeah, definitely. That always feels good having that kind of control. And I have mentioned to some other people as well. I understand, I don't know if you're the same, but I'm a little bit competitive. And my favorite thing is being competitive with myself and, showing
Sure.
up better than the day before. Um, you mentioned that you had spoken to some existing coaches during that certification process and before you had joined. Was that the work-life balance kind of the main takeaway that you got from the coaches, or was there anything else impactful that you remember from your conversations with them?
Yeah, I would say there's three things, Gabrielle. There was the work-life balance and just confirming that that really was a reality as you got into it, and everyone to a person did, which was really exciting to me. That was the number one box I was looking to check off. The second was just the ROI and the investment in Focal Point, because obviously there are other coaching opportunities and trying to understand which one might make the most sense. And everyone reiterated the value that Focal Point brings from the national level, the ARs, the mentors, the resources that we have across the board to not do this alone.
Right.
Because I could just start my own LLC and start coaching, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't have been nearly as prepared to do so. I wouldn't have known where to start with a lot of these things as it relates to literally getting my business off the ground to
Yeah.
where I am now, which is getting paid to do this professionally, which is really cool. So, I think that was the second thing for me was, is the investment really worth it? And it has proven to me to be. And then third was just understanding how I'm going to get clients because this is new for me. I'm selling myself more so than anything else. And it was exciting to hear people on the really how the Champions Network has been so impactful, but also using social media partnerships with the chamber, attending BNI, things like that. And that has been really cool for me to follow along with my cohort that I graduated with in July. We had a very
Mhm.
large class, 15 or 16 of us graduated at the same time. So it was a big class. We have a lot of resources to pull on, and it's great to hear those stories about a colleague of mine who was in my cohort that lives in England who got his first client because of a BNI meeting,
Wow.
or a number of my clients have come from my champions network,
Mhm.
starting to get referrals and just be a good partner and coach to these folks and our current clients and grow the business that way. So that was a huge question that I had was, what is the lead generation and then client adoption process look like? Because I'm going to be out there, selling myself, and how does that work? Because, I've never done that before. I've sold experiences and tickets and things like that that had a direct benefit. This is different. This is coaching. This is people buying my time essentially, and how to package that, how to sell that, how to sell myself, how to create my own brand was really interesting, and something that I got a lot of feedback on as well going through that process.
Awesome. How was that for you then? Because I know that it can feel a little strange moving to all of a sudden selling yourself and not a product or a company. It's strange when you were that thing. What did you do to kind of overcome that mental hurdle?
Yeah, there's definitely some imposter syndrome when you step into it and you think like, wow, people are going to pay me X amount of dollars a month just for my time and some resources. So it is an interesting mental exercise. But what I've tried to do as part of my sales process is just bring value in every conversation.
Right.
So, we go through the process where we have an introductory call, a 15-minute call, 30-minute call, an SBR, what have you. And if we're, as a coach, bringing value to every one of those conversations, by the time we get to the close, hopefully the person's decision's already kind of made, and it's just a formality. And my first client that I secured was exactly that. We went through the process. We had 3 great calls. He's an owner operator of a restaurant. By the time we got to the fourth call and I got to the last slide, he said, Chris, you don't even have to ask me. We're in. I'm all in. Let's start next week. And that was the best news to my ears because I had already kind of prepared to combat the objections and
Yeah.
talk through the process. And that really eased it into me. And that was someone that I've known for 2 or 3 years in my business life. And
Yeah.
he had a fit because he's got a growing business and has
Mm.
some emerging leaders that he wants to develop. So that was nice for me to see. And I think that's my sales process is I'm not going to overpromise. I'm going to underpromise, but I'm going to always deliver value along along whatever conversations I'm having. And it might not be a fit for everybody, but I'm not looking to hire everybody, and they're not looking to hire me. I'm just looking for 8 to 10 clients right now. So if I can have the right number of conversations and play that numbers game, I'm going to put myself in a good spot.
Yeah, I think that's a really good mindset. Would that be your advice to people starting out, or is to kind of give that value and, don't worry about the rest?
I think it's trust the process because what I love about Focal Point as a type A, high S, high C on the disc is the process is there. And it's
Mhm.
worked for hundreds of coaches. And we're not competing with each other because there's literally hundreds of thousands of business owners and executives in this country and across the world as we become a more international business that we just need to find our own piece of the pie and find what's important to us and use our experiences and bring those to the conversation. But the process is so well laid out. That would be my overarching guidance to anyone looking to join or who has joined is trust the process, go through the process, make it your own in certain instances. And I've certainly done that. But the skeleton and the framework is there. You don't have to recreate the wheel. It's all there, which is really nice. You want to make some things your own. I think that's 100% how we should be to differentiate ourselves, but don't make it overly complicated.
I like it. Don't make it overly complicated. That's
Yep.
awesome. Good advice. Speaking of advice, do you have any to give someone who would be unsure if right now is the right time to start?
Yeah, I would say based on my experience, just jump in the deep end and do it because there's never going to be a better time. It's only going to get worse as you continue to progress because you're going to feel more obligation to whatever you're doing currently. And if you're looking for an opportunity that provides you the opportunity to make your own success, I really like that. and manage your own schedule. I really like that too. Those are things that really
Oh,
resonated with me. And if you're really struggling or questioning, talk to as many people within Focal Point as you can, whether it's myself, other coaches, Scott, Steve, Margaret, etc. These resources are going to be able to help you point yourself in the right direction. But
yeah.
jump into the deep end, follow the process, and you'll see success. The people that I'm seeing that aren't having success getting out of the gate are because they're providing excuses, they're not going through the process, they don't have the activity. Um, just follow the script. The script is there. If you want to change a word here or there or a punctuation mark, that's cool, but follow the process and jump in.
I love it. That's great. I think that's all the questions I have for you today.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining us and congratulations on the third one on the way and congratulations on the past year and joining Focal Point.
Yeah, thanks, Gabrielle. I appreciate it. And I look forward to meeting you in person. And hopefully, whoever's listening to this, I look forward to meeting you as well.